This video is going to cover adding the toolpaths to our airfoil top. So go ahead and open up SolidWorks, bring up your airfoil top. We're going to go here over to the Features Manager and select Features, and we're going to add some reference geometry. What we need to do is make sure that our coordinate system is set up so that when this runs on the ShopBot, what we think is the origin in terms of 0, x, y, and z. So we select this, and the first thing we want to do is select the actual origin itself, and we want to pick this corner right here. Notice that this is the leading edge of the top of my airfoil. Okay, so rotate your part such that you have the leading edge here. The next thing it's prompting for is the x-axis. We know that this is going to be elongated along this edge here. So zoom in tight and make sure you get the orange line highlighted. Okay, that gives us our x-axis. Next it's asking for the y. We're going to select this edge and get the y-axis. And in my case, the z is already pointing up in the right direction. If for some reason the z was pointing downward, you could flip this and it changes the direction of the triad. Notice that this is still the x-axis, but now this is negative, or excuse me, still the y-axis, but now this is negative y. If we flip that back, we have positive y in this direction, positive x here, and positive z here, and that's what yours should look like. Once you've got that coordinate system set up, go ahead and check that OK. Next, we're going to move off to the CAM tab and select the CAM Manager over here. First thing to do is set up the job itself. I'm going to hit the job folder, and it wants to determine what the size of the stock is. So over here under stock, we're going to go to fixed size box, and what it's going to do is pull the dimensions from the SolidWorks file that you drew earlier. If you drew it correctly, your width is 14, your depth is 4, and your height is 1.5. If those numbers match up, you're good to go ahead and check the box and continue. Okay, we have the job set up. Now we're actually going to add the toolpaths itself. So when adding the toolpath, this particular toolpath is a 3D milling operation. We're going to go to the 3D milling tab, and the operation we want to select is a scalloped toolpath. I'm going to select the scallop toolpath. I'm going to select don't select the plane, select the leading edge of the airfoil. Come over and select this edge, and we're going to go all the way around selecting each one of these lines. Again, make sure you're selecting the line itself or the contour, not the plane. Okay, we've established 4 edges. Oops, I accidentally hit a face here. I'm going to delete that and make sure that it is an edge. There we go. Alright. Under here we want to hit check surfaces. We want to deselect or have the software ignore these 2 vertical surfaces on the end. So once you hit check surfaces, you're going to get this blue box right here. We're going to select here, and we're going to come around and select the other side here. We've now set up the boundaries for this toolpath. If we need to go back one step here to the tool. I've neglected to select the tool and assign the feeds and speeds. So we're going to go back to this tab and hit Library, and you're going to go to Sample Libraries, type in 0.5, and select a ball and mill. We talked about this in class the other day. We want one with a rounded end that is in a 1/2 inch diameter. Next thing we got to do here is determine the spindle speed that we want this to go at. We're going to go quite fast. We're going to go 15,000 RPMs, and we're going to go ahead and cut at 60 inches per minute under the cutting feed rate. The rest of the items we can leave alone. So go ahead and we're going to go hit the heights. We can leave this alone. Over here under scallop, we want to change the step over. I talked about how fine our cuts were going to be. If we put a real low number in here, it's going to make several passes and give us a really fine part. If we put a large number in, it's going to give it a little bit rougher. I think we can go with 0.1 or 1/10 of an inch. Should yield pretty good results. We're going to hit OK, and it's going to take a moment and actually generate those toolpaths. If your blue lines look similar to mine, then you're good to move forward. If not, you want to restart this video and give it another go. You probably didn't select the geometry correctly. If it does look like this, we're going to go up here to simulate, and we can go ahead and I'm going to move this over a little bit so it plays a little quicker. You should watch your tool come in and follow the blue lines that it's created for the actual toolpath. If it looks like this, we're in good shape. The next order of business is to actually post this toolpath so that we can run it on the ShopBot. So we're going to go to, I'm going to close out the simulate here, and under here under post process we need to select the right processor for the ShopBot and this job. So I'm going to go to post process, and it should default to the posts that are in there. The post processor you want to select is the ShopBot Open SBP. This is really important because it's going to create the correct code that's going to talk to our machine. If you select the wrong one here, things aren't going to work. There's also a ShopBot ISO. You want the ShopBot Open SBP. Next item is yours is probably defaulted to having the tool changer off. Make sure you select yes to use tool changer. Even though we don't have a tool changer, what this does is it turns the spindle on and off for us. Alright, so we've got the correct post, and we now need to select where we want to output this to. So I don't want to save it to this location. I'm going to create a location on the student share so we can save all of these files in one location. So I'm going to go to my computer. I'm going to go to the student share and LOLHS under dairy. I think we have an airfoil project right here. So I'm going to create a new folder within there that's going to say airfoil tops, and double click in there and hit OK. And now I need to give it a name, and the program name is going to be, I always like to put the bit size in, 0.5 bit ball end to remind us what it is, and then of course it's going to be your last name, first initial, and airfoil top. Hit post and hit save, and we should be good to go. It's going to actually show us the code that's been created to run the ShopBot. We can close out of this. We're not going to do any editing in here, so you can close out of that and go ahead and hit save, and we should be ready to take on the bottom, and that will be in the next video.